trend going around where people were like telling me their date of birth of their baby.
I don't drink that Monster, Bronagh. My nerves are bad.
Really? You should have warned him before you done the snap. He hasn't taken his fucking Valium.
A couple of valleys.
Oh my God. There was us just saying, do you think we could do an entire episode without swearing?
No.
Fuck no.
No.
Hello. Welcome to another episode of Word Up with me and my beautiful friend, Doherty-Jebb.
Hi.
David Doherty-Jebb.
Yes, alright.
He's alright. How you
How you
doing?
doing?
We've a brilliantly episode coming up for you. And
Oh,
also,
wow.
we wanted to say thank you so much to all our Patreon subscribers. And if you fancy supporting your local starving artist, aka comedian, please
Yes,
subscribe or
please.
consider subscribing to our Patreon. It's only £1 a month. Sure, that's nothing.
That's less. You're not even having to give up any lattes or avocado toast or
Yeah.
anything
You
like
couldn't
that.
even
It's
get
only
a
£1.
mix-up for that.
You couldn't get a mix-up.
And there's some people who are very generous and give us a wee bit more than £1.
do, and
Which
we're
is
very,
absolutely
very-
lovely. Yeah, very, very nice.
And even just our casual viewers, thank you very much
Yes,
for tuning in.
we
and-
do. We appreciate it. We very much do. And also want to encourage anyone, if you do find a word, use a word. I was on Talkback recently with William Crawley, and because we would use the word shibboleth,
Yes.
it just so happened to come into my speech. I was
Yes.
talking and he used the word shibboleth and he was like, oh, teaching us Hebrew now.
Mm.
He obviously knew what it meant because he's a very intelligent man. But
And he'll tell you.
and he'll tell you. But give us some examples. If you happen to use any of the words that you've learned on Word Up, if your kids are listening and they drop the F-bomb, you can tell us that we'll be proud of that too.
Absolutely, please.
But yes, would you like to hear our word for this week since we're getting into it right away
We're
these
getting
days?
right into it.
Getting right into it. How'd that get in there?
How'd that get in there? Don't remember eating that.
Our word of the week is
Voluptuary.
voluptuary.
Voluptuary. So, you didn't tell me what this word meant this week, but we got voluptuary. See, usually the words that end in ARY are like a place, like somewhere to go to, like
Something
like
in
a
a
relic,
manner.
like a reliquary is like somewhere where you get relics.
Oh, stop it, because my dad has this thing. I'm sorry. I just got PTSD there. Whenever I was growing up, right, my stepdad in the house, if you asked him where anything was, you would say, Pops, where's the hairbrush? And he would go, in the hairbrushery.
Oh fuck!
And you know when if you really needed a serious answer and he
Uh-huh.
would be like, no, really, I'm going to be late for school. It's in the hairbrushery. So I didn't realise. Now I know that fucker was basing that on some sort of etymology.
Yeah,
He wasn't. He was
wasn't
just an
done funny. He was just being a prick.
annoying bastard.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Pops.
Mm-hmm.
Voluptuary. So is it like voluptuary? Is it a Roman thing? Is it from Rome?
Is it a sax room?
Well, the
Is it a
origin
sax room?
would be in Latin. So when you think of, put it this way, when you think
Voluptuous.
of Romans
Yes.
and hedonism,
Yes.
right? Voluptuary is
Is it a sex room? Is it like an orgy room?
no, but you could use it in terms of that.
Is it
So
a place we walk around naked?
you could call someone a voluptuary.
That's what I mean, like, you know, how you say, like, voluptuous?
Yeah.
So, like,
Yes,
I'm
more.
falling down.
Skin. We can see the skin.
So voluptuous is has Latin origins for pleasure,
Oh.
right? And a voluptuary loves the good life.
Oh, so it's a
Someone who is
person.
voluptuary loves like the finer things in life.
He is a but would he be you are a voluptuary or you are a voluptuarist?
If a voluptuary loves it. So I had looked up examples of it in a sentence, and I would
Right.
say
So it's not a place, it's a person.
a voluptuary is a person devoted to luxury and sensual pleasure.
Like a hedonist or
Like a hedonist.
Somebody who devotes themselves to
Mm-hmm.
like sensory pleasures.
Yes, you know, like the finer things in life,
Like
likes to enjoy.
eating and
For example, me on, say, payday, when you feel a bit spenny, bit bougie. I don't know what it is. Something comes over me whenever even if I'm only flying to London, which is a 1 hour flight. I mean, I've driven longer, journeys. But whenever I am in the airport at that duty free and you smell all the perfumes.
do you feel
You're like, I always
Pure
like,
looks.
treat yourself.
Treat yourself.
Sure, we're going all right.
You're gonna. What? I'm trying to think. What makes me feel that way? Going into.
There's something about boots. They must have a fragrance that they spray around boots. You know, the pharmacy, and it just makes you want to buy perfumes and shit.
Being traveling makes me feel that way.
You feel spenny
Being
because you're
in
kind of
getting
already
the bath.
out of your depth anyway.
Getting a bath.
Yeah, putting away salts in.
Having a bath is quite a voluptuary voluptuous experience.
Yeah.
Would we say?
Yeah.
Because it is. It's you.
Could have got a shower.
You're indulgent, aren't you?
You have to take the time to have a bath. Like you can't just jump. You jump in and out of the shower. Whereas, but saying that though, I love a shower. I'd be in the shower for 15, 20 minutes.
I recently took my bath out because we needed the room. We turned the room into another bedroom, so we only have a downstairs bathroom now. And I can honestly say,
Do you miss it?
yeah.
See, we
No, I never did, but that would be my nature to only want something when I can't have it.
Yes. There's probably a word for that though. There's a word for that. If you know the word for that, there's probably a German word for that.
There is more than likely a German
Or a Japanese word.
Something voluptuous that I indulge in is, sitting down to take a piss.
Ooh. Yeah, men should.
It's
Do
good
you know
for
your prostate? A
Yeah.
man should sit down to urinate at least once a day.
But there is also a real thing about being able to stand up and pee whenever you want. Did you make if you're out and about?
I'm jealous of men for that.
Urinals are a fantastic
Like an electric picnic there, just the thought that men can be more discreet about peeing. Whereas women, we have to like squat, and even whenever we still do, like if I'm using a porta potty, I'm not sitting on that. Like,
No.
you have to hover. But then you see guys, and they're just able to go.
Do you know if you
laughed.
go down? So if you're coming from like Leicester Square direction over to Soho and crossing that street, and you're coming down, is that First Street? Is that that First Street you're coming down? As you cross the road, you're coming Chinatown's behind you.
Yeah, I know what you're
crossing that
talking
road,
about.
and Soho's across the road.
Yes.
And if you're coming down on the right hand side, if Chinatown's behind you, there's like wee pissoirs, there's like wee urine wars in the street.
Yes,
There's like
that's
wee.
right,
It's just like
yeah.
a wee wall you can stand behind to pee in the street.
That's right.
And because it's full of gay men, they're probably all
Cottaging.
wanking each other off as well. That's what I say. If you're saying like how urinals are, but like gay people ruin stuff. People talk about gay people ruin shit. They ruin stuff. We do.
Do they ruin it? Or are they just getting in there first and taking advantage of a good thing?
I'll give you this example next, and then you can tell me whether this is something that you think that this is something that you like to do. So it's like, Alan and we're going to Gran Canaria in a couple in about a month. But Gran Canaria, and Alan's never been before, and I have been before, and it is just like, so first time I went, I was 28. Free single.
Were you a wee twink?
Oh God, no! I was never a twink. I was too big, too tall. I wasn't. Maybe very briefly between the ages of 21 and 22.
Wee twink.
A wee twink. I remember getting wee blonde highlights and all in the front of my hair, and wearing like wee skinny clothes.
Doesn't every gay guy go through his wee blonde highlights?
You go through blonde highlights.
My friend Eddie always jokes about that. He's like, "Oh dear, love him."
He's just starting off. He's going on this,
and
going and so Gran Canaria is a huge eye opener. Especially if if you're not
which eye
flips it, but that's more of like a coverer. He covers your but there was like so I was talking to another friend who'd been to Gran Canaria, and it was then so there was one of the bathrooms in Gran Canaria where the Jumbo Centre, if you've never been, Jumbo Centre's where all the gay stuff's happening.
That's the great crack, right?
It is. So he went in, and it was a big like a trough urinal. And he's like, oh, I really need to go. So he went over, but what he couldn't see as he was walking into the room, and only realised once he started taking a piss, that there was a guy in it who was lying in the trough when everybody was pissing on him. So I was thinking, like, gay people ruin stuff.
He was loving that.
Oh, he was pure. Like,
you were taking part in his kink by peeing on him.
But I didn't do that. But I went
oh my God.
What if you were eating sugar puffs?
Oh, can you imagine? Oof.
Asparagus.
The smell.
Loads of beetroot that was coming out red.
That's probably all the better for him.
Do you remember he's getting his vitamins?
Oh, Jesus, he's getting
this is big getting vitamin
He
P.
may have just got stung by a jellyfish.
Maybe he did get stung by a jelly. Maybe he did, Sean.
I know. And he needed the help of 100
every single
men.
day in his whole trip.
Yeah.
Every day on his trip, he could get stung by jellyfish in the morning and then get pissed on by 500 strangers in the evening. And a wee paddling pool.
Oh my God. A 7-day holiday over there makes whole week.
Whole week. I remember.
Confucius says.
I remember.
7-day honeymoon makes whole week.
You said that. I said, no, just because whenever I was working at the cafe, there was a girl there and she really fancied the guy who delivered our eggs. And I was like out there, does he make your day? And she went, does he make my day? He makes my whole week.
That is fucking.
And then she heard.
Well done.
And then she heard it. And then her face went scarlet. And I was like, oh my God. Does he make my day? He makes my whole week.
Sure he does. He makes my quim quiver.
Quivering quims, Batman.
Oh my God.
Quivering
Batman.
quims, Clapman.
Quivery. Oh, fuck, yes. I love it.
Over the top of the...
There's other... Confucius says, man with hole in pocket feel cocky all day. Confucius also say, man with 2 holes in pocket will never feel too cocky.
Man with 2 holes in pockets probably doesn't leave a house all day.
Man walking through door sideways with erection is always going to Bangkok. I'm going to stop now. Quit while I'm ahead.
Confucius said that Northern Irish Chinese Association getting involved. Confucius didn't say all that dirty talk, you know.
And my nephew actually went into school and told the teacher that his daddy is the wild one for Confucius says once, and he went in with a straight face and told the teacher, man who goes to bed with itchy bum will wake up with a golden finger. Like he genuinely.
Aww. She's like, I think that's wisdom.
Yeah.
That's
absolutely.
Wisdom. So yes, voluptuary. So a person who would get into like are they a voluptuary? A person who would get into a trough to get pissed on?
I would say if they're indulging in hedonistic pleasures that they feel, I mean, nobody else, I don't care who you are in this world. You could really enjoy that, but not everybody has the balls to go, do you know what? I'm just going to go over, get a flight to Santa Ponza, go to the Yumbo Centre and lie in a trough and get pissed on because I fucking like how it feels.
I fucking love piss.
And if you're indulging in sensory pleasure because you enjoy that, I would say that that's a very revolting voluptuary thing to do.
What is the opposite of that though? Because I get that
someone
with textures.
Who's like frugal or denies themselves,
or somebody who there's certain certain sensory things make you sick.
One thing that
autism is.
That is autism. That
is autism.
I had this thing, especially more so about touching a sponge.
See the way you're going now. The other day, I was helping.
The thought of it.
I was helping one of our service users tidy their room, and they had we were folding all their bed clothes, and they had this old duvet cover, but it was even talking about it. It was like
I love the way you mentally paced yourself.
It's like like a nylon, like a flag material.
Yes. Oh, yes, I hate that because then everything gets tangled up inside it and you wake up and you're like a fucking burrito.
And I was like folding it and I was going like this.
Yeah.
Even the water was building up. Even talking about it, I can feel my whole body like tensing up. And it was just, it's a texture that I did because I surprised myself because it's not as if I did, touch all these stuff and go, no, not that. Oh, yes, that's nice. It was such a visceral, weird reaction. It was so weird. It was so weird.
Just went, ooh.
But because I was like I was helping her, I couldn't go out. You fucking do it. I'm not touching your. And it wasn't that it was dirty. It wasn't dirty. It was clean. It was it was just the material itself.
Yeah, it made you feel sick.
Oh, it was awful.
I genuinely, and I think there's something. Whenever I was pregnant, I do think that something happens. Well, it does. It occurs in your brain where you're just fucking mental. And I was. But I got really ferociously offended by seeing an image of something. And it traumatized me for like 3 days. And I even to this day, I had to go and look it up whenever I wasn't pregnant to see if it still had the same visceral reaction. And although it turns me, I have a bit of trypophobia.
That holes.
Holes, so that plays into the sponge thing, natural. My mummy used to keep these big floral arrangements of dried poppies and stuff. And it used to freak me out.
I do know what you're talking about.
But whenever I was pregnant, somebody put up this picture, and I now realise that it was photoshopped. But it basically looked like little holes in somebody's skin.
I know
and, like,
what you're
little
talking
things
about.
in it. And I became like so
It's so common though.
But I got like really... I cried and all. I was like, why did she do that? She didn't
She's
need
a
to
fucking bitch.
I did. I called her all. I was like, a fucking bastard, sharing that, disturbing people. Like, seriously. What, but I think it was just being more on edge.
But it is an
hormonal.
unnatural, because it is like a proper phobia, because
Did you
like, a
ever see
phobia
people-
should be...
You ever talk to people, and now I can't talk much about this because I have a paralysed pore on my cheek that you could serve dip out of, right? But do you ever see people that have like this condition and they have like really open pores in their skin?
Yeah.
And they're talking, and like you can see that really disturbs me.
You sort of go, could you not get a wee facial?
Yeah.
Could you not get a wee...
Yeah.
Them
Like
clothes?
there's some, like, there's a stage where you go,
You're letting yourself go.
Petrie.
You've nobody else to blame but
do you know
yourself.
what I mean? Like,
Well,
sort
Nicole has
yourself
that
out.
too.
Who?
Nicole, she can't look at crumpets.
Crumpets would turn me too.
See,
Yeah.
I like crumpets because I imagine
It's 'cause
like
the
butter and
Yorkshire in
jam
you.
in it. The Yorkshire in me.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't had a Yorkshire in me since I got married. I imagine like butter and jam going into the holes, and then if you bite into it, it's all full of lovely
you're
goodness.
turning the life out of her there.
But it should. But that's the thing. Phobias are not
They're not rational.
They're not rational. Like, so
Yeah.
like, do you know, if you go, goes, oh, I have an irrational fear of falling out of an airplane and dying. You go, that's not irrational.
Yeah, I mean,
You know?
that's an unsurvivable accident.
Yeah,
like,
and I have a phobia of like getting caught in an alleyway and getting stabbed by a mugger, and you
Yeah.
go, that's purely rational.
I
Like,
have a phobia of getting hung, drawn, and quartered
Yeah.
through the
Which-
streets of
Yeah.
Victorian London.
and you're like,
Around 1891, Jack a Ripper sort
wants
of.
to stop doing that.
head being put on a stake.
they should
Yeah.
Bring that back. Bring it back. Bring
Bring
back
back.
hang, drawn, and quartering.
Bring back a Ripper.
Bring back a ripper, sure. But
I know what you mean. No people that go, no, I just can't. Like, do you know, there's teenagers especially go through this phase if they want to have a phobia of something because it makes them wee.
we bit
I remember a
interesting.
load of girls that were like, oh my God, I just can't have people touching my neck. And you were like, nobody's trying to touch your neck.
We weren't
You know
saying
what I
that
mean?
the other week behind Lavery's when that fella
How'd
was
you get
pure.
that love bite there?
The other
Get that
week.
love bite, Stacey.
You dirty bitch.
You dirty bastard.
I'm very sex positive, but don't be turning around and saying to me you don't like people touching your neck. You
I know.
fucking,
You liar.
you're lying, bitch.
Liar. Where
Liar.
there's sucking, there's bucking, they always said. Do you remember the love bite thing? where
Sucking
there's
leads to fucking.
Sucking, there's bucking. I remember my ma telling me that there was a guy walked into the chemist she was working in at the time. Or a girl, sorry. And she was in her pyjamas. She
Back
had the-
before you were allowed.
She had the biggest, dirtiest love bite on her neck. And she went, "You looking any workers?"
That's so she could put that out in her job seekers
she
form.
could put it down in her job. She went, "Can I have an application form?" My mum was just like,
There you go, love. We'll not be seeing you again.
there you go.
There
Dead
you go,
on.
love.
Dead on.
She'd be like that. But you know what? I bet you she'd be like good because she would have had all the things.
Aye.
So she'd be able to say, do you know what's good for that? And take it straight to the shelf.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like piles?
Yeah. Clap.
Uh-huh.
She's itching. You can tell what she has before she even comes up.
Well, I
to
tell
the-
you, love, you'll need to wait a week. You need to go wait a week before you get that. You'll not get a GP's appointment, so you'll not get your thing. But a bit of yogurt on it. Great yogurt
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah.
Just to take the itch out of it.
Just take the itch out of it. You'll be all right. Bag of frozen peas on your
Bag
thrush.
of on your thrush. I'm not talking about your wee board. I'm talking about.
Do you know, actually, Curtis was telling me he was listening to a podcast recently. I'm sort of podcastception in this one. But person wrote in saying that they were texting with someone and they said they couldn't get to sleep because of thrush, right? And they went, "Oh my God," wrote back, "I just absolutely hate that. You're fucking scratching the hole of yourself. It's so itchy, you know." And they went, "No, there's a thrush outside nest." And I was like, can you just imagine? You would have to delete that person's number.
You would.
And just like never, you know.
I know. I not only have I had it once, I've had it enough times for it to like, you know, like ruin my life and but you can get thrush off like shaped pants, can you not?
Oh, thrush can happen. You can get it from using coloured toilet roll, for a start.
Oh, really?
The dyes in toilet rolls. Women who wear tights all the time. It's just an imbalance.
Because do you wear, like, do people wear
pH.
tights and then their knickers over the tights?
Yes, girls in our school did it. Do you know I've had thrush in my nipples when I was breastfeeding? My baby had oral thrush.
But say yes, I get.
And then whenever he was...
Do you know what the best part, and this is
yogurt,
true.
natural yogurt.
No? Well, yes, that's probably a more hygienic one. But we dip of the child's, just take the child's wet pee-pee nappy, touch their tongue with it. Kills it straight away.
Are you serious?
That's an old wives' tale.
It is an old wives' tale, because if you
That
have
works.
thrush and you piss your knickers, it doesn't help.
No, maybe not as an adult. Like, because if you've thrush and you push your neck and touch on your tongue, you're just going to have thrush in your tongue. But like, do you like just wee oral thrush with the babies? They're wee, whatever's in their wee pee.
Because they do that. Like this wee thing.
Wee white tongue.
Wee white tongue. Yeah, and then it gives you an itchy nipple, so because I was breastfeeding. So.
And then did you put them on is it cabbages or lettuces?
No,
Frozen
they
lettuces?
actually gave me. They give you like a dactarin. It's a wee gel for the baby's tongue and so it actually.
That's better than just like trying to get their pish. But
yeah, just trying to.
But it is. It's an old wives' tale. People who've heard of this, please do confirm that this is like a thing that people used to do.
For fuck's sake, if you listen to David, there'll be witch dunking in the lagging tomorrow.
I bring it back.
Dunk of witches.
Dunk of witches. Fucking that's what it brings a community together.
That's it. Does a wee bit of,
house.
anybody's living a bit too voluptuary a lifestyle.
Dunk them.
Brings it back to the jellyfish.
But with jellyfish, because they're just dunk them in the fish.
What makes you feel like voluptuary? Who do you know someone that you just think, fuck, I'd love to have your life?
Well, like a person, like. See, I don't know. See, whenever like these people who are on like The Only Way Is Essex and Made in Chelsea, I always feel like, no, this isn't real. Do you like things like, for example, when you watch TV?
Bore the tits down off.
But you see them living this life and you see them running around like you stupid thing. Like, okay, this was you were saying that stupid things that come into my head. I think there's a part of my brain that can never switch off to be able to enjoy 100% voluptuary experiences. So, for example, do these people that would send you a wedding invite and then you open it and there's glitter all over the floor? So that would fuck me off. I was like, who's going to clean that?
For a start, getting the wedding invitation is like being summoned to court.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says. It is like a court summons. As much as I do enjoy a good wedding sometimes, I mean, you're talking like, you have to get the kids, man. You have to buy an outfit. You have to put 200 quid in a card at least to cover your fucking dinners. Then by the time you buy a fucking drink at an inflated price, I don't even drink alcohol. Sorry, I'm just being a real
Nobody's
Grinch.
putting 200 quid in my cards, I tell you.
Nobody will fucking...
The bastard didn't put 200 quid in your card. Fuck's sake, I think I gave you that and I wasn't even invited.
I wasn't even invited.
No, I'm saying.
But
40 quid.
Or like, do you like watching? I remember watching this program, and it was all about people's different like sexual fetishes. And one was this man and what he liked. Like, there was nothing what we would have called overtly sexual, so there was no skin on skin touching. Right. So what he liked to do was that he got into like a wee kid's paddling pool, and then the girl would come in and throw like custard and cream.
That is not what I was expecting.
So she threw custard. Sometimes she even took it out of the tin. No, when he took it, wang. But she went and she.
Bros, yeah.
just look. I don't have time to make it up. So here's the dust. The wee packets of dust of birch custard. Just
stop it all over.
But he liked all that there. And in my head, I'm going, that's lovely for him. But who cleans that up?
You can't even enjoy it because you're thinking about
I couldn't enjoy it. I think it's called splooging or splode. Like there's a name for it.
Splooging something else.
Like goop.
He was there's something in it. But like I would have been, but like I couldn't be that. Like I couldn't be that sex worker or that person enjoy it for the whole time. I'd be going, somebody's got like even like whipped cream in the
even
bed.
if you know you're not the person cleaning it up.
Oh no, because I'd be going, somebody has to clean. Like even like I wouldn't
it's
feel
like kids with messy play.
Yeah.
You know, let them have messy time.
Oh, I'd fucking like.
That's why they have this outlet
dreading.
now, where like you can go and bring your kids along to messy play. But even then, you're like, they're getting it all over them. There's shit everywhere.
Did you not have like whenever you were in P1, but maybe not P2, but in P1 we had like in 1985, 40 years ago, with sand and water. Like we had like a wee sand pit and a wee water bit. And even whenever I was a wee boy, I was like, getting everywhere.
You were
I know what I had
definitely.
using playing with the Mercury.
Did you ever steal magnesium from like chemistry? You know, there's strips of magnesium.
That's right.
And
it
then
was
burn it
dead
and go.
bendy and it go.
Yeah, it was class.
And then do you know what? If you
Leaves
were
no
ever
mess.
one of those people that touched Mercury, that's why you know that you're fucking insane now.
Why?
Because Mercury can be absorbed into the bloodstream and can cause madness, which is why the Mad Hatter in Alice in Wonderland is known as the Mad Hatter, because
Which
they
is
used to use
weird.
Mercury in making hats.
But Mercury was also in the Elizabethan times or Tudor times, and I think right up until Victorian times, a treatment for syphilis.
Oh, really?
They would have given you Mercury.
That rings a bell.
So like that's
Actually,
why
that's
they
a
were.
leper. Sorry.
People thought like drinking mercury and like ingesting it in different ways would like lead you to be like live forever and
Oh, really?
be like invincible. So,
Maybe that's why Freddie Mercury sings "Who Wants to Live
think, like,
Forever."
was
Didn't
the
work for poor
first
Freds.
emperor of China, I think, was really well known for like always drinking mercury, and he went insane
Really?
and started all these mad wars and battles.
Strange.
Wonders that how the first
Strange,
thermometer was invented. He just went, oh,
You see his wee eyes.
fucking
Or like the
barometer's getting low. What
Does
did you
the-
call them? Barry, we barometer.
wee barometer.
He felt a bit down.
Weather girls. Well, but the Alhambra and the Alhambra Palace in Granada.
Oh, yes. I would love to visit there because there's caves that they used to live in.
I
Alhambra.
remember going to ages ago when I lived there. We went to Granada. It was gorgeous. And the Alhambra is
Stunning.
It is stunning. But but there's it's water in it now. But at the time, because Spain was a Muslim country for 800 years.
Southern
And
Spain.
but it reached way up. It reached way up past Madrid. But the capital was in Granada. It was like a caliphate, and that's the Alhambra was the caliph's palace, and they had like the mercury was in the pool, so like it looked like. Instead of water, they had mercury, so it was like
It looked like
reflecting.
silver.
It was looked like
Because
silver.
mercury is quicksilver, isn't it?
Yeah, and it just doesn't.
You know, do you ever? I just remember trying to touch it. It like a thermometer broke as a kid, and it always runs away from your finger.
It's
Then I thought maybe that's.
Did you not get?
It sensed the madness in me. You know,
Like
trying
that
to
she
get
doesn't
away.
need.
She doesn't
And
need
good.
any more of
Just,
that.
did not give you parish.
Harsh, no
Not give you
secret. Remember Alex
special
Mack?
parish.
Fucking.
Does
She turned
anybody
into, like,
remember
water.
Alex Mack?
She would go, and she would hiccup and bubbles would come out.
Yeah, she was like toxic or something.
So there was toxic waste fell on, and she got
That's
parish.
right. And she was always being chased.
But the people who owned the factory,
Aye, because they wanted to.
the
like,
factory,
what were they going to do when they got her?
they were going to like study her to see why she had
Abduction.
parish.
Pairs.
And then she lost her parish, I think, in the end.
Did she?
Like she got,
They were pretty shitty pars. Like
she turned into water.
yeah,
But
I mean,
look,
she
like,
melted.
look, she melted.
But I mean, I was pretty melted in the sense that she just fucking melted.
You fucking melted.
Our jokers, we went to get ice creams, by the way.
Oh,
Because it's a lovely warm day today on the outside world.
and Sean was like, oh,
Jokers in the freezer, and the jokers are all completely melted.
joke is to the left of me.
It's basically a good analogy for like who was it said? A green room full of comedians.
Green room.
Melted jokers.
Melted jokers.
Yeah.
Melt up jokers.
all
Joker.
sitting around.
Jokers up.
Do you think, see the way they say, like, the one chooses the wizard?
Yes.
The Mercury just did
The
not have to
Mercury
do.
chooses the madman. Yes.
Yeah, but if the Mercury was going like this here, if a lot on, I don't see her.
Oh, here, I have it.
Where's your woman?
Tell her I'm not in. She has enough mercury. Do you know, I have a dilemma, guys.
Right.
Right. There's a new Harry Potter being released. It's part of the Harry Potter universe because it's basically all the unanswered questions. You know the way Potter fans have got loads of questions.
Yes.
And she's released another book. And I want it, but I don't want to pay for it because I don't want to give her money because she's in massive CUNT now.
I see your dilemma.
So, like,
TRF.
can we do something where, like, how do I'm not going to be able to get it in Libby, which is the library, because you'll have to wait about 1 billion months. Like,
We're gonna get it quite quick.
why don't can we do something where, like, say, even if I do buy the book, I'll give it to you London Library and like everybody just read the same. We need to start an amnesty for Harry Potter books.
Yes.
So that the next generation can enjoy Harry Potter without giving her any
Surely there's a way
Yes.
to get like a dodgy PDF version online. Like,
Is there?
Here, why don't we
There's
all
bound to
try?
be.
We'll try and get in touch
Not
with the
that we-
Fire Stick guy and get him to put the Harry Potter books
Does he
on the
have a
Fire
boot?
Stick.
The
Does-
Fire
does he have a
Stick
book?
guy, yes.
Does he have a boot full of books? that are like gonna
Comes round and we
Fell
go
off the
back.
back of a lorry.
Bootlegging.
new Harry Potter satanic versus Lady Chatterley's lover.
You can even see where she's had her cup of tea in the middle of it. Like.
It's just
The Cameron.
it's just all books that he's written. Like he's wrote the fucking
He's wrote
his
the-
own idea of it.
He's
like,
at home.
That's
no one knows what
We'll
the
have
actual
Homer's
books are.
Odyssey here. Marge is in it too.
Bart's Odyssey.
Wee Lisa.
I've had a cadaver, he said, so we did.
Can I just say, there was this person who shall not be named because I don't even know them, but I noticed that I was using an office space and somebody had brought in books, their own books, and set them there, and I had a wee giggle because I just went, this person is clearly not long out of university and trying really hard to look as though they're well read. Like a real pseudo. You know what it was? It was just like pretentious communists for beginners. They had like Homer's Iliad and like, I don't know, Corbyn's fucking, and like the
1985.
the communist
Middle class
manifesto.
dinner party
Do
conversation
you know,
for,
like all
for
wee
beginners.
books like that, and you go,
It's like during COVID, whenever everyone was doing like Zoom call things, and they would put like books in the background to
yes,
be like,
they
"Oh,
all
look what
had
I'm
books
reading."
behind
Like,
them. Yeah, that is exactly what it was like, and I just thought, bless him.
My friend colour coded all of his books.
Did he?
He put all the books, like all the books were all like
Is this during COVID? Was this part of his mental breakdown?
during COVID. I remember, Stu, if you're listening, you know it's you.
Yeah.
they all
You know
just
this was
different
you.
volumes in the same encyclopedia.
So that would annoy me. See, I couldn't like do I people the colour coding it, but like what if, like for example, it's the Harry Potter books, and you've got like one is in the red section, and one, no, I need all the books I need to have books together in series.
I have to do it in order of size. The bookshelf has to
Yeah.
go like new.
And did you notice America? If you ever buy an American edition of a book, and I think French and Spanish and like most other language to do it, like so the spine of the book, instead of reading it from, so I think if you get a British version, you read from like the words go from bottom to top to bottom, whereas an American edition goes from bottom to top.
Oh, really?
So that fucks up. Just if you have like a series and then you buy an
Fucks
American
with your
edition,
rhythm.
it fucks with the rhythm. Fucks
My
with the
kids
French
read these manga books, and a lot of you read them
They're
from
back to front.
So that's
No,
a bit
fuck
of a
that
mad one.
shit.
Yeah, I have too many books to the point where, like, I'm being a bit of a snob about my bookshelf now. Where I only want,
That would be my
you know, where you go, I only want. Would that be your voluptuary
being in
thing?
a bookshop makes me feel
One day, if you have, say, millions of pounds, right?
right.
What would be your ultimate indulgence? What would you get yourself? Say you won the lottery tonight, you won the Euro Millions, 100 million. What's the first thing you're buying?
Say travel. I would go like if I won millions, I would just be. I think I'd be home. I'd be home probably a week or two a month, and then the rest of the time I would be traveling.
Just away seeing the world.
I'd just be away around the world, just doing stuff.
Yeah.
I would probably still want to be a comedian.
But you wouldn't have to be funny then.
Oh, no, that'd be funny. But saying that,
No, you'd
you
enjoy
have,
it.
you have to be careful. Because you can't. Comedian, you can't tell people you're rich because you can't be. I don't think you can be a comedian and totally rich.
Somebody actually wrote a thing about that recently. I was talking to a comedian, funny as fuck guy. Whenever we were doing the Empire, he's called Thomas Green, not Tom Green, Thomas Green, and he was talking about how there's this thing in London and England as well at the minute where there's a lot of like there's this girl and she's like the daughter of a Russian oligarch. And she's doing comedy and she's doing like a whole fringe and stuff like that. And she's going on about how like you need to devote yourself to the and you're going, but you literally don't have to work.
You don't have to worry
That's
about
all
money.
you can do.
But the arts are going that way. Like, you know, if you think about like
the arts have always been that way. In
always been-
fact,
there was a-
on Talkback the other day, that was the
was the
topic
chat.
because 90% of working class parents have said that
saw
they
this
don't want
article.
their children to go in to pursue a career in the creative industries.
But did you not get that as well? Maybe like
Yes.
did you live in that brief window at the end of the 90s and before 2010 where there was like things felt possible? There was a brief
It was a Good Friday agreement. It was like Catholics are allowed to work now and we won't shoot you dead.
But you like a post New Labour whenever people were still coasting on
true.
the end of
The
that. where
blur-eyed
people-
thing.
The blur-eyed thing, that hope, that sort of thing where people felt like things were possible. I went to university right after the fucking did away with grants and you got loans.
I've
I was like the first one
that I was that I wanted, that I was going to pursue a career in the creative industries. Do you know what I mean? Like my ma, whenever I did government and criminology, she was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Time? And then whenever I changed courses, she was like, I thought she was going to tell me off, and she went, "Oh, it's about time. I knew you should." Oh no,
my family, my granny was like, you need to make sure that you've got like a backup
like
plan.
A skill.
But the thing about it is,
Trade.
though, one of the things that I'll say though about it is though, like your backup jobs then 9 times out of 10, 99.999 ad infinitum fucking times out of 10 out of 1,000 million, you will end up just doing your backup job, and you'll not do your creative job. So like you kind of, especially if you're working class, you do, because you can't afford to fail. You have to keep doing it. And I only realised that in my mid-30s. Do you know what I mean? And I'm lucky in the way that like my husband allows me in a certain leeway where like he, goes, right, okay, go you and do it. And so I get like a lot of emotional support.
I have that privilege as well. And also whenever I was asked like what advice would you give like to working, my main thought was I was used to subsiding on very little anyway.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like I was taking a big dip in wages whenever I was pursuing like directing and playwriting, because I didn't have money to begin with. So I was okay. And therefore, like money's never, of course, obviously we need money to function, especially if you have a family, a household to run. But money has never been my God.
No.
You know what I mean? And I'm not a materialistic person. Like I would never be the type of girl that would go, oh my God, I want a Gucci bag or a pair of Louboutins. Like I would
begrudge it.
Me.
Again, in my head, I was go, if I looked at something that was like, right, there's a £300 pair of shoes, I go, I could get a flight.
Yes.
I could get a flight to somewhere.
I said that to somebody in London before. I was like, she was talking about how she had this bag and she was like, yeah, that was £600. And I was like, I'd rather have a holiday. And she was being a bitch, like at the time anyway. And she went, I can have that too. And I was like, why you lying? But I was like, to me, I enjoy having money to spend on people. Like I enjoy
like experience
giving.
And memories. I want to do stuff with people. I want to go out. I want to have nice food. I want to have nice experiences. I want to see. Experience things. I want to be able to walk along the Seine. I want to be able to,
I've only realised now as well in my as I've got older that I feel more settled in myself as a person, that I enjoy travel and want to pursue more travel in my life as I get older. Whenever I was younger, I always knew that was going to work and wanted to have a family and I wanted to do that.
But travel does feel like a middle class thing.
It is. And the arts are very middle class. It takes a lot of money to be cultured.
But I do always say like middle class people, I always think the biggest con, I've maybe said this before, I think the biggest con that we have in the Western world is the middle class. Because if you are so many paychecks away from shit in the street.
Poverty.
If you are so many, if you are away from so many paychecks, no matter how many paychecks you are away, say if it's 1 or 10, you are a working class person because you need to work to survive. So instead of trying to separate ourselves off into, well, I earn more money than you and you earn less money than me, go, well, no, this system needs to change because, you are just because you've a little bit more money than me now, fucking Barings Bank could go down again.
That was devised. Even that is why the Tories get in so many times. Yeah, because it isn't so much that there are people in England who are better off. It's that they like to feel that they're better than some people, and that they don't want people
They sell that idea that people who are working class are middle class because they want people to believe that they too
can share that social
that American dream. That American dream was the best and the worst thing to happen to the modern world, because on one hand, it's that sort of ability to be born into a low socioeconomic background and work your way up.
Do you know
but
somebody?
That doesn't always. But
correct me if I'm wrong, and you can give me whoever it was that said this. But I remember reading it before, and it was just hit the nail on the head. The American dream sells this idea that if you work really hard, you can be successful. And if you're not successful, it's because you didn't work hard enough. Yeah. But this person said, if hard work always equated to wealth, every woman in Africa would be a millionaire.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just doesn't.
And none of the people who are millionaires would be millionaires because they don't work.
Exactly. And there's a lot of people as well. Do you ever notice, Rick?
Let's fucking get into it. Come on. Let me get my cup.
That there's people in my street who wouldn't be happy if the entire street won £1 million each on the postcode lottery, because they don't want everybody to have. They want to have £1 million more than you.
No, but those same people would be annoyed if you had an extra £2.50 in your pocket.
Yeah,
and they would. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what I mean? No, there are just people out there who don't want you to have more than them. Like, they're not happy for everybody to have enough, abundance, plenty. They need to know that they have a wee bit more than you. It's like churchgoers. There's a lovely wee monologue in.
Notice that we didn't say Christians, because real Christians are amazing people.
Totally fine people.
And we love it. We're talking about Sunday churchgoers. Yeah. Sunday hat women.
The nearer the front, the bigger the cunt, right? See,
good living for 11.
Good living for 11 now. There's a wee monologue in, you call it Midnight Mass. There are these series that are made with like a troupe of actors that sort of play the same, play different characters in different series. But I like them because they do have there's good bits of dialogue in them, and there is a wee scene where there's a woman and she serves cunt, she's this Eucharistic minister, and the priest says to her, that guy that's the alcoholic out there that like has done bad things, that God loves him the same as God loves you.
Oh my God, that would drive them nuts.
And she's like, and he goes, and I know you're looking at me now and you believe that while he does love everyone, he loves you just a wee bit better more, because you do a bit more for him. That's not true. And a lot of people don't.
But is there not that thing notion in the Bible where like one redeemed soul weighs more than 1,000 blameless souls?
Well, look at the thief on the cross.
Prodigal son.
Last minute, he just went.
I know the prodigal son wasn't.
Let us in.
I know prodigal son was a parable, so it wasn't a real person. But the idea of that is that if you are. This is the thing. Like,
he takes everybody in him.
But people, and we're turned into like the fucking hallelujah. Sending a few hallelujahs. But I do. I believe in I think it's maybe weird sometimes people don't believe, but I believe in the message of. I do believe in the message of Jesus. Do like that message where like if you like just be good to people.
Do unto others as you would like.
Golden rule. But like just do that thing.
It's never too late.
It's never
to be good to people,
and I'm loving it. Oh no, wait, no, that's different.
That's
McDonald's. Fuck, that's McDonald's.
Shit, it's a good day. Is the Church of Voluptuary?
Church of Voluptuary.
I'm loving it.
I'm loving it.
Fucking the Church of like London Underground Ramp. I'm loving it.
We're loving it like this. I really like it. Is it wicked? We're loving it.
But isn't it like some people's voluptuarism to be like at a higher status? Do you know what I mean?
They need
like
you.
People who have, for example, the profligacy. I love the word profligate because it's usually wastefulness or excess, specifically to do with food usually. But like people that go to those places where they put gold shavings on pizza just because they can.
I see what
you can say. Salt Bay,
they hate the gold tomahawk steak.
Dubaism. I love. Did you make that up just there now?
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Patented, Sean. Patented that as Sean made that word up. Put that on internet right now. If anybody talks about it,
Dubai
somebody who like has to go to do like there. I don't understand people who like. Nah, I'm sure it's not like.
When I think Dubai, I just think Dolce and Gabbana, like.
But Dolce and Gabbana.
But see when somebody who says to me, "Oh, me and such and such, like we're going on holiday to Dubai," I'm like. That is boring as fuck.
Yeah.
And that's just so as you can put an Instagram story up.
It's a place that landed in the desert.
This is the life.
It has no, it's a fake place for people to, it's a fake place to sort of continue. No culture, but it's also a bit of a grind because if you look at like all these Westerners who are going over and making all this tax-free money, but then the people who live there, unless you are from money, you're not. The people who live there are not making loads of money because you're not putting any. If you're listen, tax free. That means you're putting nothing into the system that helped you make as much money as you did. And in my views, that makes you a fucking dick.
It's like Bono.
Like Bono
doesn't pay any tax.
Nice.
Or what do you call him?
See for like the fucking like intrigue of it and like the human zoo of it all. Like I would like to see it. maybe once.
I would be afraid. I am afraid because it's like there's loads of places I can't go to.
Yeah.
Because I'm a homosexualist.
Yeah.
I can't go to, and people
like Saudi Arabia. Don't go to Saudi Arabia if you have a labia.
I would
Russia.
love to. I would love to go. I would love to go to
Russia.
Moscow. I would love to go on the Moscow Underground because like some of those stops are like the Louvre. Do you know what I mean? Some of those are like those St. Petersburg.
Yeah.
But I'm afraid because like it's so. I'm afraid because there's so many stories.
I thought you went to the Kremlin all the time.
Kremlin in my drawers.
Oh.
But is that like a portmanteau of creaming and dribbling?
Oh yeah,
Kremlin?
all together. That was a lovely image, yeah.
But it's like like I would be
That was a
afraid.
neologism though, or Dubaiism.
A portmanteau, isn't it? Portmanteau, 2 words that go together.
Yes.
And you put
Sorry,
a new
but
word.
I just the neologism.
Don't Judaism. Yes, we're putting it here right
Judaism.
now.
Bading.
Sean coined this.
You've got
Judaism.
the word up stamp
If
of
you
approval.
use this
Authenticity.
afterwards,
It's people that are going there to literally sit
The status.
in. Not even, like,
Ben.
all they're going to be doing when they go there is sitting in the air-conditioned hotel room on their phone, like.
Yeah.
See,
And they
and-
take photographs of like them being really up high in like an apartment or something. Isn't that what they're doing?
Because there's
Dubai?
like that big what do you call that big? It's like a 7-star hotel. It's like, it looks like the shower. It's got looks like a wee. What's it called?
The
Burj Khalifa.
Is it? Oh, look at that. What about Wiz Khalifa? Who's that? That rapper? Wiz Khalifa.
What? There's mean tweets. Why does Wiz Khalifa look like a homeless Whoopi Goldberg?
He really does. I love celebrities read mean tweets.
I do.
There's something about it. Britney Spears read out a tweet before, and I was like, that genuinely hurt her feelings.
Or like
It went, I feel like Britney Spears is stalking me on the radio. Please stop it with your suckage, you tired old hag. And I think that's whenever she went and shaved her fucking head
that's
off.
just all right. Or Lisa Kudrow's one was like there. Happy weekend, everyone, except you, Lisa Kudrow. Go fuck yourself.
That's right.
Or
And she's like, how about you go fuck yourself?
you go
see
fuck
them?
yourself. Or Ariana Grande was I would rather listen to an auto-tuned queef on loop than listen to the new Ariana Grande
Ariana
album.
Grande. Halle Berry's one was Halle Berry's boobs are not symmetrical. And then she just looks at the camera and goes, well, honey, when they're real, that's what happens. And I was like,
Everything
well done.
that comes in pairs, you've got a big one and a wee one.
Yeah, they're sisters, not twins.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? It's like my eyebrows.
Even with twins.
Mhm.
you've always got-
You know, there's always a better looking
You're
twin.
the one that had all the goods and the one that had
Aye.
the leftovers.
There's
Well, I
some
got
people
half fed.
absorb twins.
Reabsorbed twin.
There it is on me.
Imagine-
I always think of My Big Fat Greek Wedding. You know that movie? It's brilliant, right? That used to be a one-woman show and it got turned into a movie. But she goes, these white, like, middle American sort of wasps are his parents, and they come over to the Greek house, like, and they're all, come here, I tell you the story about this lump on my neck. And the bread, I go to doctor, and the doctor did the bebopsy.
Oh, yes.
And when
I
they
remember
opened
this.
it up, it was hair and teeth.
And the spinal cord. It
Do you
was
know?
my.
I was like, that is like whenever you bring like your Uber like Presbyterian friend round to your Catholic Granny's house and she starts like,
Or you just go, I am a twin. Well, used to be a twin. That's where I used to be.
La.
Big scar along my neck.
yeah.
Used to be a
absorb
twin.
that fucker. I'm a
Absorbed the
chimera
twin.
now.
I'm a that's a chimera. Did you quit flying? Did you see that in Teen Wolf?
No. I actually was reading something recently where somebody was a chimera because of the fact that they absorbed a twin
You've got 2 sets
in the womb.
Because was there not that guy who their child came back and had like was
Nothing
not
in common with them.
and it was like, but and the wife was like, there's no way it can't be your child. Like, and fuck you for fucking doubting me, shitbag. But also
His sperm was of a different
his
DNA.
genetics was his absorbed twins
Yes.
genes.
That's right, yeah. So he was basically
The uncle.
having, yeah.
He was the uncle of his own
Your
biological
dad's your
son.
uncle.
Your
That's
dad's your
probably
uncle.
the same for me.
Hey,
Actually,
do you know a fella and 2 of his kids are like that? Like,
his brothers.
They're brothers and cousins because he
live
shagged
in
the 2
Larne?
sisters.
Oh.
Whenever you see these people,
Kurt's working in somebody's house. Well, not right now, but what happened was there was a couple and their kids go to school together, and then another couple whose kids go to school in the same school. And these people broke up and basically switched.
wife swap, like Shania Twain.
Yeah, like, oh, yes.
Shania Twain and her best friend.
That's right. Shania Twain went with her best friend's husband.
Well, Shania Twain's husband went with her best friend,
And then she ended
got
up
with the-
falling in love with the best friends. I love that. I love
But
that.
do you, like,
Still the one that I love.
Still the one that, well, not so much. Not so much. But
from this moment, I'll fuck your husband.
What a fucking bitch. But did they, like, were they cheating or did they just divorce and then all fall in together?
No, her husband was cheating with her friend. I just do not understand women who do shit like that. Where is the girl code? Where is the hose before bros?
But then that lets the men off.
Of course, my granny always says there'd be no bad men if there was no bad women. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know now. I think men just find an all way. Do they find an all way of being dicks to people? No, I think, yeah.
Speaking of dicks, do you want to do the swear down?
So, yes.
Take it away, David.
Soporific.
Oh, my God. So, the swear down.
Swear down. Ooh-hoo.
Yeah.
Did you like that?
Yeah, I did. I really loved it.
Is that the way?
Ooh-hoo. Yeah. It used to be naughty for the dirty word of the week.
Naughty, very naughty.
Could we know what we'll do? Do a wee like thing of you both going,
yeah,
right, and then I'll like make a wee sound effect.
Yes.
Ready? Go.
Ready?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. That was pretty good. That sounded nice.
Yeah. Swear down.
Swear down.
So, soporific.
Soporific.
I quite like the sound.
I like the word soporific, but I think it also it evokes the feeling of it because I feel soporific. It's quite a language. You say it like a very language sort of way.
In other words, in celebrities read mean tweets, here's a hint for you. Mm-hmm. David Blaine had to read out a mean tweet. Do you know what I'm going to say?
David Blaine looks like he's putting his face to sleep.
But yes, that is exactly. His voice is extraordinarily soporific.
I have the most boring voice, Ted. Mm-hmm. I will. Yes,
I have the most boring. I just have an extremely boring voice.
Foreign voice.
That's it.
Soporific is something that would
put you to sleep.
Because I think you can, a soporific, you can be prescribed a soporific.
Soporific can be used in medication.
Yes.
So, like, you know, you can have...
sleeping tablet.
Yes, or you can have some hay fever tablets, antihistamines that have soporific effects.
Soporific after effects, yes.
I know about it.
Oh, fuck.
Take my 10.
I remember the first time I took diazepam. I was having an awful day of it. And I thought, because the doctor had given it to me, so take it here. And the first time she says to me, here's diazepam, I started crying. And I was like, I don't want to be the type of person that takes diazepam. And I was real crying about it. See, now I don't know how I fucking live without it. My ma should have been crushing it and putting it in my bottle from the day I was born.
Yeah, I do it myself.
We diazepam.
You were in the lips.
Not a pick me up, like a lay me down.
A lay me down. I don't. Yeah, because my idea of the perfect drug would not be one that's like an
hypes me up. No.
Or something that makes you think too much, or any kind of hallucinogenic.
No.
Because my brain would not be my friend.
No, it would come up because I already have like if my anxiety nightmares or anything to go by, what my brain would then conjure up on a hallucinogen would be fucking petrifying for me.
Do you know something? See if you're listening to something. And
I was trying to make it
you said anxiety nightmares there, right?
Uh-huh.
My dreams are every dream that I have, I never have a pleasant dream.
Do you find that the dream that you have just before you
dreams.
wake up is an anxiety dream?
And then maybe that's the only one you remember?
That's the case for me. It's the last one I'll have before I wake up.
I'll have a reoccurring dream, or I'll have like a dream the other night that all my teeth fell out and I was just walking about going, why aren't you giving me like something to put in my mouth? Why have I to walk about like this? And that's anxiety.
Anxiety. I would dream that I am late for something or that I am packing.
You're in math class. I am 37 years of age and I still dream that I haven't done my math homework.
Mine's my A-level French translation.
Is it? I haven't
done the translation.
Math. I'm sitting in a math exam.
Thanks, Mr. Robinson. Really, really good teacher. I'm going to say it. Merci, Monsieur Robinson.
Monsieur Robinson.
Toutes les classes de
Do you know that every like Irish girl that's studied French, for example, I always say I can speak French or Spanish as long as you can't.
Yes.
Because I can say the Hail Mary. Bye bye, Luke. Love you.
See you, Luke.
I can say the Hail Mary perfectly in French or Spanish.
Say it in French.
Je vous salue Marie. Pleine de grâce, le Seigneur est avec vous.
Pleine de grâce.
Vous êtes bénie entre toutes les femmes et Jésus, le fruit de vos entrailles est béni. Sainte Marie, Mère de Dieu, priez pour nous pauvres pécheurs maintenant et à l'heure de notre mort. Amen.
Well done.
And I've just said my Hail Mary for the day.
And in Spanish?
Dios te salve María, llena eres de gracia. El Señor es contigo, bendita tú eres entre todas las mujeres. Santa María, Madre de Dios, ruega por nosotros pecadores, ahora y en la hora de nuestra muerte. Amén. Sorry, you can cut that bit out anyway.
I would say put it in because, like, what if you want to have like a wee bilingual people who want to do their
Who want to do their Hail Marys?
Ave Marias?
Yeah, the wee Ave Marias.
You want a confession?
But do you know whenever you go
the
like...
priest gets a bit spicy.
Oh, wow.
A bit spicy.
He's
We bet.
Say 12 Hail Marys, but do 3 of them in Spanish.
Aye, that's if you were extra fucking bad.
12
yeah.
Hail Marys, 3 in English, 3 in Spanish, 3 in French, 3 in Irish.
Here, Father stole from the burrito bar. Do 5 Spanish Hail Marys. Do you know what I mean?
While eating a jalapeno.
Yeah.
Hail Mary!
I stole from a Pret a Manger. Do you know what I mean? Took a free coffee and I told them and I didn't pay for it. Say 5 Hail Marys in French.
Oh, they'll be like, oh, they're all
While
right.
chewing a baguette.
They're all right to put the... A wee girl died eating that sandwich.
know, a wee
They
girl
had it
died.
fucking coming.
Did you hear it was an order?
I broke a handle on the door down the guilt tuck.
Say 5 Hail Marys. Shane of Ahnora. Tal and the Grasta. We know, like, guilt in so many languages.
Guilt.
Yeah. We're fluent in guilt.
I don't even know the Hail for Our Father. Because I could follow everything you were saying. I just didn't know it.
Yeah.
I just don't know it. I don't know like Our Father and Our Father in Spanish. Like Padre Nuestro.
Do you know it in English? Like,
Our Father who art in heaven,
Aye.
hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done
on earth
as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us.
and lead us
Where-
not
Lead us not into temptation,
Where's
deliver us
the-
from evil. For thine is the kingdom.
No,
the
we
power,
don't
and
do
the-
that
You
bit.
don't
See,
do
I
that.
was waiting. I was waiting.
You were waiting
We
for
don't
that
do
bit.
that. And
No,
do
it
you know
just
what's even
ends.
worse? See, whenever you're in Mass and you're saying the Our Father, but they don't expect you to say Amen. And then you're the only person that
don't.
says Amen and you sound like
you
a
don't say-
fucking mad born
And then
again
there's
Christian.
your
say that.
woman who's sitting up at the front, you know.
Looking at you going, she
Yeah.
doesn't come
Oh,
here.
Jesus
Like,
Christ.
do you just get like
First time.
sometimes when you go to like
You know, whenever they change things and you don't know, because
Aye.
instead of, do you know the way it used to be, peace be with you and also with you? But then now they've changed it to, and with your spirit. They do that to catch the non-frequenters out.
That must be very new. I also
Yeah.
remember going to like a wedding and my friend Stu, who had never been to like a Catholic service of any description, and I was like, and now you know the sign of peace, and he just went round all the people going, "Aye, pleased to meet you, pleased to meet you, pleased to meet you," and you'd all these wee women going like this here. Look, I just remember this wee woman behind us. These big, you know the big massive Deirdre Rashids.
Aye.
And it
Oh,
made her-
stop it.
And it made her
Yes.
eyes look real big and brown. And it,
Massive.
because she obviously hadn't got them thinned, so she was like this, you know, like big.
She wouldn't
fucking
pay
Velma.
the extra £20 to get the fucking lenses.
Oh, £20. It's £150 for me to get these. Fucking, what are you talking about? See if I didn't get them. Thinned.
You'd be able to look at the
I could
craters on the
fucking
moon.
cut your cataracts out with a light. Like this here, be off.
Franny.
It would go. Killing out.
Clark Kent.
Going to be absolutely no. These are I'm awful. Like.
Mass tends to be quite a soporific experience.
It is,
yeah.
as a Protestant, the first time I went to like a mass or like a Catholic service for like a wedding or a funeral or anything, I remember thinking to myself, fuck, this is long. Do you know what I mean? Like it's really long. It's really there's loads of bits.
Yeah, like Aoife's husband, for example, he's a Protestant, and whenever we all went to a funeral, he came out and he said to her, that was nice what he said though there, wasn't it? And Aoife went, what? And Lee went, no, the priest, what he was saying about, and Aoife went, did you listen?
Were you listening?
Oh, we don't actually listen.
No.
And he was like, what? You don't? And I went, no. I'll sit and look at the big, massive 50-foot crucifix and go, who would that kill if it fell? Do you ever do
Or do you ever
that?
go and you look at the glass, like through the stained glass window, and you go like, is it drew on or is it wee bits stuck together?
Is that
And
mosaic?
how would you stick it? How would that stay?
The lead. It's lead. They have lead.
I'm
all
led
around
to
it.
believe.
Led to
It's
believe.
led.
Yes, it is. Yeah, that's one thing I'll say about the Catholics. Us Catholics, we do a good decor, interior decor of the
Well,
church.
Church of Ireland
Plenty
does have a
like
nice
that.
church,
Church
but,
of
but it's a
Ireland's the
bit,
same.
but it's like diet Catholic.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like you don't get full fat Catholic. It's like diet. Whereas like
Your windows probably are painted, whereas ours are actual mosaic.
like we don't have loads of
stained glass.
statues and stuff, but we have like the stained glass window and would have nice things, and the minister would wear a dress. But then you get Presbyterians who are Catholic zero.
Oh wow.
They don't have any.
Yeah,
Like,
full of
there's
aspartame. Give you a hole in the brain, like.
They've no fun. No what it
Yeah.
costs. Very quick. You're
Fun
in and out.
sponge.
It's like a flight to
Oh,
Glasgow.
see, I quite like that. Yeah, in and out though. No, are they not all ye have to be saved and you're going to die and stuff?
Well, yes, but it's also very like I don't know. There's no fun.
I don't.
There's no bits. There's no like.
No crap. Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Pure Jesus bangers.
There's none of that.
Yeah.
I just don't like.
Shaking the thurible, no the smoke.
We were talking about thurible
My
earlier on.
in-law
I
actually.
love the word thurible.
My sister's
And what do you call it?
in-law
What do you call the
said-
person who brings it in?
What, the altar boy?
thurifer.
The thurifer, is it?
Because he carries the thurible.
Oh my
I thought the
god.
thurifer sounds like a horse. Like
That's a nightmare for me to say.
Thurifer.
I can't say my THs properly.
Go, say it. Thurifer. Thurifer.
Forever.
Yay!
But that's a 2 Fs.
Like Lucifer's younger sister.
Lucifer.
Wee Thurifer.
Lucifina.
But you know, my sister's mother-in-law sat in a funeral and went, smell the incest in here.
Tell me about it, love.
I know.
Why was
I
it
know.
in Tyrone?
Hi. Smell the incest, and everybody was going.
Say what you like about incest, but it makes Christmas awful lot cheaper when you've only got one set of grandparents.
Yeah. Very good.
I'll tell you. See, when your cousin's your bro, 2 for 1.
That's easy enough.
Bug
done.
off.
Aye.
Bug one, get one free. God forgive us. God forgive. Not,
Get one
of
free.
course, not all people from Tyrone are
Not
incestuous.
all. Not all. I'm just
You
saying.
know.
You know, the lifeguard was off. You know that day in the gene pool.
But he was
For a lot of them.
fuck. It was shallow.
Was very
If you
shallow.
jumped into the gene pool, you'd break your ankle.
Yes, I love it.
Has a
Well,
no diving saying.
up and muff,
Up and muff.
no heavy padding, no diving.
No diving.
Well, although
there is a muff diving society.
there isn't. Well, there might be a society has started up now, but we used to go to muff a lot in university.
I've never been to muff.
Have you not? All right, enough.
I've been to paradise, but I've never been to muff.
Yeah, that's I've been to
That's
muff a
very
few times.
poetic as well,
It
David.
is, right?
It's very poetic. It's
Very
never
much.
been to
David
muff.
has
never
never
been
been
to
and he
muff.
doesn't intend on ever going to muff, darling.
Vagina decliner.
Yeah.
No, but I just have to say, I just very quickly want to say I'm not one of those guys. It's like, vaginas, no upper vaginas.
You actually really educated me in that department, though, and I actually
There's a lot of
attribute that to you. That
There's a lot of misogyny in the gay men.
a lot of very problematic gay men.
I don't like it. I don't
who
like it.
Typically, like, you know,
Especially as a gay man who, through his life, has always had strong, loving, female presenting friends
Yeah.
who have always, like, you know, I've always had my back. To then turn around and then be like, oh, man, vagina. I don't like it.
yeah,
I don't like it. For a bit, like, no, hold on a second. Just because you don't
Yeah.
like it.
yeah.
Do you know
Just
what I
because
mean?
you don't want to have.
If I didn't like Mexican, I wouldn't be coming out of the fucking room and smacking a burrito out of your mouth. Do you know what I mean? I'd be like, out
exactly.
there, you fill your boots,
you
love.
enjoy
I'm going to
yourself.
sit here with a wee
Aye.
pasta salad.
Go on, say.
I love you.
I'm going to sit here with a bratwurst.
Yes. And on that note, if you would like more discussions of Bratwurst,
Bratwurst.
please join us on our Patreon.
Bratwurst summer.
Yes, we're hip with the kids.
We're pure
We're down.
skibbity.
We're pure Skibbity,
So we are.
Ohio.
We're pure skibbity, so we are Riz hanging out of us.
Yeah, the Riz is hanging clean out. If you want to join us for some Skibbity Riz over on the Patreon, see our beautiful
Patreon.
Sean, come and
You
join
mightn't
us.
see me this week.
Por favor, why not?
I've spilled Joker Lolly all over the Germany
You can
top.
see Sean, especially if you want to
Let me
see.
see.
If that's your kink, you want to see Sean with a spelt
can
Joker
hardly
lolly all
see
over
it.
him. You can't see it. You can't see it. Thank you very much. We love you. And
Thank you.
Taylor B. Granny, well, we're asking about her. Thank you.